Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron. Hope you're having a great day in Jesus. I pastor New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. Great things happen because of God being there, not me. The ESV Student Study Bible by Crossway. I have a lot of you ask, you know that I'm a big King James guy. Why do you review Bibles that aren't King James? Well, there are study notes in here. I read Chuck Swindoll and Max Lucado books, and they rarely quote the King James, so that's why. So the ESV Student Study Bible, let's go ahead and measure it. We'll have Sister Waldron zoom in on this. It's a very good size, like around 8.4 inches. I remember when the Student Bible came out by Zondervan in NIV, later in King James, that man, we would sell stacks of those guys at graduation time and at other times, and sometimes adults would get it. And it looks like it's about 5.4 inches in width. So it's not a big Bible at all. Once we get through measuring it, I'm just going to read to you the little cardboard. It's not really a slip cover, it's more of an insert that came with it. It's got some vital information, statistics, and it's probably right at 1.5 inches. So, I mean, that's just a great carrying size Bible. I know my Cambridge large print text only black letter edition doesn't have maps or anything. I think it's bigger than this, and I consider it a mid-size Bible. But we're going to see at the print size how it is. So yeah, it's quite a bit larger, my Cambridge large print. You can see it hides it totally. I'll bring the ESV Study out. Now, about in width, the ESV Study Bible actually may be a little thicker. Show you that. Now, I also think you can get the ESV Study Bible in a whole complement of different covers and that type thing. This one, they were running a sale at christianbook.com. Picked that up to do a review. One of our missions here at New Life of Albany is we want to review every study Bible that's ever been done, because my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They're taken into captivity because they have no knowledge. Okay, the ESV Student Study Bible, winner of the 2012 Evangelical Christian Public Association Christian Book of the Year Award for Bibles. Created by a team of more than 100 evangelical Christian scholars, teachers, and pastors, the ESV Student Study Bible is ideally suited for students who want to learn more about what the Bible teaches and how it applies to all of life. So 12,000 clear, concise study notes, introductions and timelines for each book of the Bible, 80-plus maps and illustrations throughout, 10 topical articles, nearly 900 did you know facts, that's pretty cool, 120 Bible character profiles, that's great, 80,000 cross-references, extensive concordance, and adapted from the award-winning ESV Study Bible. So let's take a look on the inside. You know, and at first glance, it's pretty readable print. Has some glossy pages up front, which I always like. That's normally for spine stabilization. Has a little intro, you know, for giving. This is in hardback. Let's see if it's Smith sewn. Looks like it's glued and Smith sewn, probably. Let's say if it stays flat in Genesis. That's a real sign if it is Smythe sewn or Smith sewn. So let's see here if it lays flat in Genesis. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, definitely does. And very understated. I've noticed that's kind of a theme with the ESV. Wayne Grudem, General Editor. J.I. Packer, Theological Editor. C. John Collins, Old Testament Editor. Schreiner, New Testament. And interesting. For a complete list of contributors, see pages 1851 to 1856. So this was printed in China, as so many of our Bibles are today. And so it's got a list of charts and diagrams. This is at the front. List of character profiles, that type thing. This is really good. And then it has the stuff at the back. This would be really the key page here. So in the table of contents, it just doesn't list the biblical books, like even some study Bibles, maybe many study Bibles do, but it does have the pages where the different study helps are at. So this is a real key to unlocking great usage of this particular study Bible. So I did want to make you aware of that, because that's pretty important. You want to maximize, if you're going to spend money on something like this, you want to make sure, I may have moved that too quick for Sister Waldron, but that you get all the information out of it, maps, supplements, and all this. And so the theology and dates of the Old Testament. Here we go. So it doesn't just have introductions to the books, it gives introductions to, whether it's Old Testament or New Testament. Old Testament's about 3 times larger than the New Testament. So that's pretty cool. There's the dates. And so much is made with old earth creationism now. I've noticed people don't really do dates till around Abraham's time. Even the flood has some controversy about it. So let's keep going here. We'll see what else is in this bad boy. The divided monarchy, patriarchs. Abraham, 2166 to 1991. That's the 1446 date of the Exodus, 1260 date of the Exodus. So it gives you both there. And here's the Old Testament calendar, and this is also the first part of the introduction to the book of Genesis. I personally am a really big introductions guy. I've learned a lot over the years. I've often said, like, if you just went through, I'm just going to give a for instance, of the Open Study Bible, if you went through the introductions of the Open Study Bible, and then the middle part, the stuff that's in the middle, you would have like close to a first year Bible college degree. And so that's pretty cool. You can see a lot of notes here in Genesis 1. We'll see if it maintains that pace throughout. I'm going to say I highly doubt it. Now, I didn't see what print size on this little card that it says. Let's see if we can come somewhere close. I'm sure you can go to the Crossway website or CBD, get that. I also like the little map at the beginning. But if I had to look, now it does have great spacing, and that's good. It doesn't have a lot of cross references, like it's not center column. The references are at the bottom of the page. So let's see here. I appreciate a viewer sending this. It looks like it's right on top of 8 point, maybe slightly below. But you know what? The notes are less than that. Let's see if we can figure out what the notes are. Boy, the notes are right at 6 point. So they always figure for young eyes that they can make print smaller. I don't know that that's always the case. It's not always the case. I do like the in-text headers. If you ever want to, let's say you were going to outline the book of Genesis, you can come up with your own, but I'll tell you, these headers are extremely helpful. So, some in-text maps and a lot of notes. We're here getting towards the middle part of Genesis. It is my son, does lay flat in Genesis. Let's see what we can do here. Numbers, good introduction. See, it's a good study Bible when you're in Numbers, especially in this part of Numbers, and it is still giving you a lot of references and commentary at the bottom. So it's going to have a lot. I mean, it's really good. What can I say? That's very good. Extremely good. And so let's keep going. Let's see if there's things in the middle of the Bible. I will say the introductions, like I'm looking at Daniel, they're pretty much, you saw Genesis, they're pretty much commensurate with all of it. Page, a little over a page, like Jonah, page, a little over a page. And it does give you a theology of the New Testament, time of the New Testament. So kind of a New Testament introduction. And then we'll see if it's red letter. A lot of times non-King James Bibles are not red letter. So let's see if this one, perchance, is. And it is not. It's not red letter. And so it's on this particular page, it's got like a profile of Matthew. They'd be in shaded places. And a did you know section. Centurions were Roman officers in charge of a unit of 80 to 100 men called a centuria. 6 centuria made up a cohort of 480 to 600 men. 10 cohorts made up a legion of 4,800 to 6,000 men. And these 10 cohorts were numbered from 1 to 10, with 1 being the most prestigious, 10 the least. So just in that little paragraph, you learn a lot. Just fantastic information. So Jesus directs 6 woes to the Pharisees and the lawyers or scribes. Woe is a way of expressing regret. And so good stuff there. And it's going to have the same introduction format. Very readable, though. It's very clear. I can read it. I can pretty much read the notes at the bottom, but not as good. So let's get to the back, because we saw in the front that it's got, boy, that's a great little chart in Revelation. So here's God's plan of salvation, articles and resources. Remember my mom used to lick her fingers. I always wondered what that was all about. Got older, figured it out. You can't turn the pages unless you lick your fingers. So one thing I always suggest to all Bible publishers, let's say Crossway, which I know they own the rights to the ESV, you could probably, with very little effort, do this in King James, which is not copyrighted in the United States. The authority of the Bible, how to read and understand the Bible, doctrine, ethics, a glossary, what is revival, all these things. And it's in readable print. I'd say it's somewhere like 7-point print. Let's see how big this concordance is. It starts, has a table of weights and measures. It starts on page 1798 and goes to, it's got a little colophon back here. Vern Poyfer. This is people who helped with the Bible. To 1850. So a 52-page, 53-page concordance. That's really good. Has some maps. Map 2. Let's see how many maps. Usually there's 8. But not here. There's 13, 14, 15. So that's what's known as, in a Bible parlance, a full complement of maps. Some Bibles only have 8 maps. Usually they'll have 8 to between 14 and 16. If it only has 8 maps, that's a partial complement of maps. If it has at least 14, it's considered a full complement of maps, and some of them will have 15, 16. Of course, there's like Barber that has the Bible Atlas Study Bible. Really good. My favorite Bible Atlas, not Study Bible, is still Moody's Bible Atlas. Barry Betzel, he's just the best. Whenever you see Barry Betzel, just buy it. He's phenomenal. So the Student Study Bible, ESV, a lot of good stuff. You know, I would have obviously some theological differences. I'm Pentecostal. ESV would be primarily for the Reformed tradition, but not exclusively. And but lots you can pick up and learn in here. And so something like this, you might can get it on sale, $15 either side, if you don't mind, things messed up. And I mean, I've already learned some things like about cohorts and legions that are good. So God bless. Please hit subscribe, share with your friends, neighbors, put it on your social media, hit the bell notification, join us every day. We love you. God bless you. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.